guys, this is Eliza from Dusk Reads and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing my September TBR.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is
So since I last filmed an actual video, I have new hair. I did film like with it in my reading vlogs, but if you don't watch reading vlogs, then you may not have seen that my hair is teal and green and stuff now. So yeah, I love it. Moving on. So in September I do have two readathons. That's four. Two readathons happening. First off is TBR jar readathon. That one I don't know what I'm reading because until I pull them out of my jar, I don't know what I'm reading. So I won't be putting those on this list. And the other one is the banned books readathon. That one I also not 100% sure what I'm reading yet, but it's not till the end of the month, so I'll make a dedicated TBR strictly for that one. So this is just all the other books that I plan to read during September. This does not include audiobooks at all, because if you haven't watched a recent reading vlog, there's been a development with Scribd, how they now can take books off your saved list and put them onto a waiting, like, you know, you've got to wait for it to a certain date. And I have literally 2 audiobooks left on my Scribd that I can actually read that I haven't already read before. So I'm just not adding audiobooks to this list. For the month of September, I'm going to be concentrating on physical books. I do have some audiobooks on Audible though, and I will be listening to them during TBR jar readathon. I do have a separate jar for readathons to pull out of. So yeah, anyways, moving on to the actual books I want to read. First, I'll start off with the 2 book of the months for the YA book nerds. That is the Facebook group I run. If you don't know, it's always linked below. So the first book is Unearthed by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. This one is holographic. This one I haven't read yet and I want to read. Where I'm going to be doing a buddy read of this one with one of the girls that I know on Facebook. And yeah, so we'll be buddy reading this one. I've got all my little, well, I can't even see them, but I got all my little book darts to mark what I need to read for what day. So we're reading this before TBR jar starts, and that's on the 8th. So I've got 7 days to read this, and it's also the book of the month for the YA book notes. So yes, that's the first book I plan to read. The second one for the YA book nerds is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I'm still waiting for my edition to come in the mail. This will be a reread for me. I have listened to this one by audiobook in the past and I really enjoyed it. So when it got voted in for the YA book nerds, I was so excited and I went and purchased a hardcover, and I'm going to annotate and stuff and do a reread. It hasn't been that long since I read Truly Devious, but I still want to, like, you know, do a reread because I did really enjoy it and I can't wait for book 2. So yeah, I'm gonna reread via the physical book when it comes in the mail. Okay, so we might have just changed angle, but moving on. So the next book is actually 2 books in a series, and that is Stalking Jack the Ripper and Hunting Prince Dracula by Kerri Maniscalco. Now I have started reading Stalking Jack the Ripper. I am 44 pages into this one. This is also a reread for me. I have I've read Stalking Jack the Ripper twice and I've read Hunting Prince Dracula. So both times I listened to it on audiobook, and I want to do like a reread via the physical books before Escaping from Houdini comes out this month. So I'm keen. Like I said, I've already started, I've already tabbed like a heap, and I'm only 44 pages in. So yes, I'm very excited to reread both of these again in September. Okay, so we may as well get the other reread out of the road, and that is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. This one I have read before and I'm going to reread again. I read this via physical book the first time and I'll be rereading via physical book. This one I'm rereading because in the month of October, the YA Book Nerds is doing a group read for the second book in the series, The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. So I want to do a reread just to catch up before The Lady's Guide comes out. It comes out at the end of September for Australia and UK, and in America it comes out the 2nd of October. So yes, we'll be reading this reading the second book in October and then discussing it in November, and I wanted to do a reread of the first one, and it is an amazing book, so I'm keen to reread it. Like, I'm not complaining. And yes, I have 4 rereads on this TBR. I don't know. So I have 2 books left for my TBR, and the first one is Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. I keep going to call it A Conjuring of Light, but that's not the right one. Anyways, so yes, I'll be reading A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. This one is for the A Darker Shade of Read-Alongs that is hosted by Common Spence and like a couple other people here on YouTube. And in August we read A Darker Shade of Magic. In September we are reading A Gathering of Shadows. In October we are reading A Conjuring of Light. So yeah, I've got to read this one before the live show that is happening in September. The last book I also don't have a copy of, and I'm still waiting for it in the mail, and it is like one of the most highly anticipated releases for this year, well for me anyway, and that is We Three Heroes by Lynette Noni. This is the 4.5 in the Maduran Chronicle series by her. This is like a novella which has got 3 stories as far as I know, following the 3 other major characters, like the 3 best friends to Alex. So I'm so keen for this to come out, and like it's gonna like tide me over until the 5th book comes out at the start of next year. So I'm so keen. It released on Wednesday, it is now Friday, and I still haven't got confirmation from Booktopia that it is even shipped. I've never pre-ordered from Booktopia before, but as it's an Australian book, you can't get it outside of Australia. So I had to use like Booktopia or one of those, and QBD and Dimmix were too expensive, so I went with Booktopia, but I hope it fucking ships soon because I want to start it like right now. I am so keen for this book. So yeah, that's all the physical books I plan to read during the month of September. So yeah, make sure you let me know in the comments what books you're planning to read in September. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.